Ivan, when you sort of look at your season, both individually and for the team, how would you sort of describe how things went this year?
Um, I think overall as a team we took some big steps forward. Obviously, every time you don't make the playoffs, it's hard to call it a successful season. But I think overall the team made the right steps forward and is definitely on the right path.
There were a lot of young players who stepped up for you guys. You got to play a lot with Cam York. It was obviously maybe a difficult start to the season. He gets sent down, but kind of learns, comes back up. What did you see from him throughout the season?
Yeah, I mean, obviously coming into camp, I'm sure he didn't really think that he was going to be sent down, but when he did, I kind of texted him and told him, hey, don't get discouraged, don't stay, play your game, get better, and you'll be up here soon. And that's what happened. And when he got called up, I think he was playing great and getting better with every game, and you can definitely see that he can be playing in this league full time. From this point moving forward.
Ivan, we talked about this, and when your names come up, he's always said how much he respects your approach, your hard-nosed play. He said that, you guys have butted heads a little bit in the season. I guess, with the season over, where do you see your relationship with him at?
I mean, I'm still the player, he's still the coach, and obviously there's things you're not going to agree upon, and but if both people put an effort to come to a solution, I think you can, and that's how kind of our year went, and we're gonna continue to keep getting on the same page, and obviously there's gonna things that come up that we probably not gonna agree on, but like I said, his job was to coach the best way that he can, and my job is to play the best way that I can, and yeah.
You've gotten to work closely with Brad Shaw throughout the year. What did you learn from him as he helped you try to take the next step in your game?
Yeah, he's been great. I mean, with Shazi, we kind of from the first couple of days of camp, or even a little bit beforehand, kind of got to know each other, and I think it was pretty, open relationship in the sense of like the input and what we were thinking, whether it came to PK or the D zone face-offs or anything like that. So just to have that was I thought it was really good, to be able to speak your mind and see if you can come up to a solution as a collective unit.
In terms of special teams this year, how much do you think not having Coots or having Cam all year kind of affected you guys?
Yeah, those are big players with a ton of experience and ability to help your team. So obviously it's hard to replace those, but it kind of gave I would say younger guys opportunity to show what they can do and learn.
Rasmus was saying that he feels like he had two different seasons. The first half he didn't do anything right, and then the second half was a lot better. Having played with him, I guess, what were the changes you saw in him, and I guess how much of a launching point can this be for him?
Yeah, I think he missed the first 5-6 games with the growing injury. So it's when you have that, sometimes it takes you a little bit of time to get going, and when you're a little behind, I feel like it's almost things stand out more. I think once he got back on track and found his game, obviously everybody knows he's a big guy that can skate, that can hit and contribute that way, and also has offensive abilities to help your team. So I think in the second part of his season, I think that's the risk that everybody is used to seeing. So
Ivan, with the last couple months of the year, the organization has kind of pivoted towards this idea of a rebuild. I guess, with where you're at in your career, with your age and where you are as a veteran, are you open to being part of a rebuild?
I mean, that's definitely not exactly what you want to hear, because I feel like, I came into a rebuild. We had one good year. The bubble year, that was, also kind of paused. We were going into the pause on the 9-game winning streak, or it was just snapped, I think. And then after that, things went sideways, and we tried to quick fix that didn't work. So, yeah. So I mean, I won't say it's the most positive news you can hear, but there's a bright future here, and there's a lot of great players that can, keep growing. And obviously, it depends on how quick everybody gets better and how quickly the team game gets, better. I think that's what determines the length of the rebuild, I guess.
And kind of speaking to the rebuild, it seems like a common theme from some of the guys today has been it may not necessarily take as long as everyone may think. With some of the young guys stepping up, you guys getting the guys like Atkinson and Couturier back, you can hold that belief too that maybe you guys can turn this around a little bit quicker than it may seem.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell because as a team you're trying to get better, individually trying to get better, but the other teams are doing the same thing. So it's hard to tell how fast it's going to take, but I think everybody's here is going to try to do their best to get this rolling and see what happens.
Have you had the chance to talk to Danny Bergera and just where the team stands and how long he thinks this can take?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, he was pretty open about it, that it is a kind of a rebuild stage. We did talk about it, but there was no real set, years or how long it's going to take. But all it was said, that it was going to, they were going to do it the proper way, and I believe he will.
Water table?